Yo, what's up, guys? Dante here. I'm back with another video. Today, we are going to be breaking down the College Football 26 deep dive that came out today on June 20th, 2025. I have already watched this. I watched this morning when it went premiere. So I've already seen it. As you can see, I left a comment down 9 hours ago. So yeah, I've seen it all. So I just want to real quick just go through some of the bullet points of what they actually talked about, what they actually revealed. So yeah, let's go and get into it. Um, so yeah, we're going to skip around real quick. I'm not going to really play anything. Like I said, we're just going to hit the main bullet points. So as you can see, as I'm scrolling through, they talked about playbook expansion, new player types and abilities, wear and tear improvements, new and improved control mechanics, and stadium pulse. So let's go ahead and get into it. So yeah, playbook expansion, and as you can see right here, 300 plus real coaches with distinct program identities. So what that means is what you see in real life is most likely going to be in the game. So the way you see like Kirk Franklin for Kirk Franklin, Kirk Franklin. Why did I call Kirk James Franklin? Why did I call? Why did Kirk Franklin pop up? Like, I guess technically Kirk Franklin is the more popular Franklin. Maybe the turtle. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, James Franklin, the way he runs his offense and his defense will be very different from the way Ryan Day runs his team, from the way um, what's the boy name, Dabo Sweeney, and the guy at Utah and Deion Sanders, the way he runs his program. So they'll all have distinct feels to their offense. You know what I'm saying? So like when you're playing with like Alabama, you feel like you're playing with Alabama. When you're playing with Georgia, it feels like you're playing with Georgia, and so on and so forth. So I think that's pretty cool. That's a lot they're putting into it. But I think it'll be worth it. I think, like I said, if you really like playbooks and like distinct feel of playing with the team you're supposed to be playing with, I think you'll enjoy this. Next, we got 2,800 new plays and 45 formations. When I saw this, I guess because they had the three over 300 plus different coaching philosophies. Yeah, you had to add in the plays. But I mean, 45 new formations. How many different formations can you really have? Like just shotgun alone. Are there really like how many different ways can you line up in shotgun? You know what I'm saying? How many different ways can you line up in the pistol? How many different ways can you line up in I formation or in in single back? You know what I'm saying? So, but I don't know. They said that that's their words, not mine. We'll see what happens, but I mean they're getting really creative with this play call. So I mean you should never be bored when it comes to play calling. You should always feel like you have something to run in every situation. Next up, we got new player types and abilities. That's self-explanatory. Um, there's just a few of them right here. So this is like the kicker, quick step, deep range, mega leg, coffin corner. These are all self-explanatory stuff. You know what I'm saying? Chip shot, batting ram, ball security. Those are running backs. I think there's another one. Here we go. Yeah, we got. I thought that. They're not. Ain't there a? Huh. Okay. Oh, here we go. There's more of them. All right, so then we got a mobile deadeye, house call, 360, head first, step up. So I believe those have to do with quarterbacks and receivers. So yeah, it's just very, very detailed ways, to run your offense, how to set up your players for the right situation. It's very, very detailed, very, very methodical. I can't be mad at it. I appreciate the work they put into the game. As much as people complain, at least everyone, that's been like the consensus opinion that everyone's had since last year is that it looks like the team that works on college puts a lot of love and care into it. Like they want it to be the best possible game it can be. So I can never be mad at you for putting in the work. So there we go. We got wear and tear improvements. So I'm assuming that just changes how often a guy breaks down. Because right here, um, you can set the meters to how often and how often basically the wear and tear happens for each individual position. Me personally, I wouldn't mess with this. I think you should just let the game play out itself. Now I guess there's like, you know when it comes to settings, it all comes down to everyone's personal preference and how you play the game. You might want to do some kind of like challenge mode or something where it's like you put everyone to like max wear and tear, so it becomes a I don't know. You run a challenge where you like, I don't know, like how long like how long can you go before you run out of players or something like that, or you can just have where everyone's invincible. Invincible. I don't know. It's just I can see where you can do a lot of different things with the settings. I wouldn't touch them. I just kind of let the I like to play on the default settings unless there's something like drastically, like unless it becomes to a point where I'm like drastically have like maxed out and mastered a certain aspect of a game. That's when I would change the settings. But initially, I would just leave it alone. Then we got some weather. Looks very good. Then we got, let's see, we have physics based tackling. Um, I honestly don't care because it's not like the old games. The old games went off old school tackling. So back in the day, you actually had to get down in position. You had to make sure you were set. You had your feet in the right position. You had your body in the right position. Your hips. You made sure you got into a good stance, made a good base, and you get down. You drive and you wrap and you run through a guy. No one tackles like that. Everyone tackles like shallow Sanders. Everybody throws your shoulder. I mean, I don't know when that changed. When I played football, every practice we practice tackling. It's just what it is. I've seen a lot of football stuff recently in the last few years. Even just watching the game, no one really tackles the way they used to. You see guys, they'll snap the ball and throw the ball right there in the flat to the wide to the running back, and they'll do this thing where they'll wait for the guy to catch the ball, and then tiptoe with him, and then try to tackle him. With technically any kind of quick screen or anything into the flats like that, you don't have to wait for the guy to catch it. You can go up there and disrupt the pass as long as you don't interfere with him. You can make the play before they even do anything. I don't know. This I don't really care about. At the end of the day, it's a video game. It's going to be exaggerated. I don't need it to be VR. You know what I'm saying? I still want it to be a video game. And then we have new and improved control mechanics. So that leads us into the dynamic subs. So this right here goes in hand with the wear and tear strategy. So basically, for what we're seeing here, you can make on the fly substitutions like they do in the game. So because no one huddles anymore. Everyone lines up, and then oh, it's time to make a sub. All right, cool. So everyone stands up. Guys run back and forth. Defense gets a chance to subs as well. Boom, 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 and then we get into the play. So it's kind of like that. That's cool. I would love to see that in real time. Like you just see like guys just running in like it's kind of like a hockey sub. Then we got trench work. Where are you? Then we okay. So we have trench work, more control at the line. Um, y'all let me know in 25. Was this not a thing? Could you not like use like defensive line moves? To play defensive line. I don't know. I mean, it's good. Like I said, you want to see them as long as they're improving. I can't really be mad at the improvement if it's actually coming to fruition. You know what I'm saying? Like if what you're working on actually amounts to something, then I'm all for the improvement, no matter how slow it is. Stunts and twists perfect your pass rush. Okay, so I guess all this wasn't in the game last year, which is weird because stuff like this was in the old PlayStation 2 games. I know because I played them on my channel. If you've watched my channel before, you seen me play. You can do back in the day. You can do like right swim, left swim, bull rush, rip left and right. There was a lot of different moves, spin moves. You can do a lot of different stuff on the defensive line. Um, Now stunts and twists is something like that. That wasn't even the old game. I'm just talking about actual defensive line moves. But they're putting stunts and twists, so that's really cool. All right, so what else we got? We're almost at the end. Custom zones again. This is weird. I don't. Was this also not in the game last year? Where is that? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is it right here? There we go. All right, so just on the fly. Again, the old games you can do individual hot routes on defense. So I don't know. Again, I don't know why. For as long as they had to do the first game 25, I don't know. I guess I guess they can't. Like someone said in the live chat, they can't add everything in 1 year. They gotta kind of spoon feed it to you, so you're hooked and you're more likely to buy it. I get it. I get it. It's just weird. It's like old stuff is coming back. That sound like Soft Drink TV. Shout out to Soft Drink TV. He's really big on telling these developers, where to stick it. Like specifically with the Madden stuff. How it's always like everybody gets so hyped up for Madden stuff, but it's all stuff that was in the game 20 years ago. And he always goes off. It's like, why we keep falling for this stuff, knowing it's not a completely new feature. It's an old feature that's come back. So yeah, Stadium Pulse. That is self-explanatory. The louder it gets, the harder it is to hear. The harder it is to make routes, hot routes. The harder it is to make um, audibles and stuff like that. So yeah, that is self-explanatory. And then I think that's it. I think we're down to the end. I think that's pretty much the main bulletin point. The main bulletin points. So yeah, you got the bundle. It gets you that 3-day early access. 4,600 college football points in the bundle content elite player item. I think that's some ultimate team stuff. That's definitely not a thing I do. I'm not gonna put more money into something I've already paid for. It's a game. It's not like it's not a PC or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to be paying more than I already paid, right? So yeah, that's the deep dive. But real quick before we finish up, I just want to read the comment that I left because during the chat replay, there was a lot of whining and complaining about how the game actually looked. They weren't focused on any of the deep dive stuff. They just kept complaining about how the game itself looked. And I go ahead and read it because it was making me think like there's no pleasing you people. You know what I'm saying? Like they're working on the game. The most important thing is how it runs. Do you want to? Yeah, you want it to look nice. But at the end of the day, does it run nice? Because if it looks nice and it runs like crap, then it's worth nothing. It's pointless. It's meaningless. But if it doesn't look all that appealing, but the game runs immaculately, immaculately, I think yes, then fine. We can live with that. Like if you're my age, you grew up on games that didn't have the greatest of graphics and you know like everything wasn't like super realistic and hyper realistic, but the games look decent for the time, and a lot of them games still hold up to this day. And the gameplay is very good. Quality of life is very good. Does it have flaws? Like everything, yes, but at least you had a you had something to offset the other flaw, right? The major flaw. Nowadays, it seems like games are very, very into being like it's a lot of games that want to be like basically movie simulators and not actually games, and they want to look pretty and look like movies, but they don't really play well or have like good quality of life aspects. So it's like okay, it's just a big old $60, $70 movie. So I don't know who wants that. Anyway, let me go ahead and read this real quick, and then we'll get on out of here. It seems cool to me. If you like to get deep down in your play calling, you should love this. Personally, I just play with the default playbook settings. Also, those complaining it's the same, duh. So this is the main reason why I commented this is because I kept seeing people spamming L's in the chat, and they kept going at EA about the graphics and how it looks the same as last year, and how it looks like Madden. And I put after this, graphics can only go so far. We have gotten to a point where games, graphics wise, have hit a plateau. I don't know how much further you can go graphically without being like, without getting to the point where we're in like actual V. I'm talking about like we're like in some Sword Art Online type of VR. We're literally like digitally, consciously immersed into the game. Like you know what I'm saying? Like physically, I don't like the way the games look now. I don't know how much like your Baldur's Gates and your Elden Rings and your Maddens and your 2Ks and your college and all your other big AAA Stellar Blades. Like the graphics can only hit but so high. You know what I'm saying? At some point, we gotta just be like, look, you get the graphics the best you can be, and then we worry about we worry about the most important things: how the game run, how it works on a quality level. And then I wrote after this. Now we work on the quality of life and in-game mechanics. That's what this is. Be happy they showed anything at all. And I wrote that at the end, kind of for them people complaining. That look, did they have to do a deep dive? No, because I think they're doing a deep dive next week about the Dynasty mode. They don't have to do these deep dives, guys. They're doing it because the fans love it. They want to support it. They want to know more about what the game is before it comes out. But to be mad about something that you knew was about it, this literally says official gameplay deep dive. Official gameplay deep dive. This has nothing to do with how the game actually looks. This is about the gameplay itself, how the game controls, how the game works. That is what this deep dive is about. You don't need a deep dive on the graphics because you can see the game for what it is. Does it look like last year? Yes, but you could say the same thing about the old PlayStation 2 games. Did does 11 look like 10? Yes. Does 10 look like 9? Yes. Does 9 look like 8? Yes. Does 11 look like 12? Yes. Does 12 look like 13? Yes. Does 13 look like 14? Yes, for the most part. There were small, incremental jumps in uh graphical design, yeah, but for the most part, back in the day, we were still people were like, "Oh, you just buying the same game every year." Well, we back in the day, yeah, we bought the same game every year. Now, were you getting more for your money back then? Yeah, absolutely. But at the end of the day, we were all buying the same game every year until the games came out on the new consoles. And then, obviously you saw what the biggest change in what the biggest changes were, right? When the graphics got up scaled for the next console. But so yeah, that's just wanted to read that out real quick and just let you guys know this whole deep dive what I thought about it. Me, I liked it. It's very detailed. Um, like I said, there's a lot of people out there. I know a lot of you guys, if you play the games or you watch any of these YouTubers that play the COD series, a lot of them like to do their own custom playbooks. They like to mix and match playbooks. They like to do stuff where it's like, one game they'll use one playbook, another game they use another playbook. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about what I thought about the deep dive. I'm ready for the game. I'm going to try. I gotta find a way to eventually play one of these games, right? Because I'm missing out, bruh. I want to play these games so bad, man, but I gotta get stuff right. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Um, College football 26. We are less than a month away. So yeah, I'm excited, man. I can't wait. Uh, yeah, as always. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.